Rachel Stevens.
And I'm Catherine Small.
And we work at the AAC Centre. And today we want to talk to you about understanding features of electronic text-based AAC. So you might have heard the term AAC before. Perhaps a speech therapist might have talked to you about AAC. And this stands for augmentative and alternative communication. So it's all things other than speech that can help us to communicate. And some of these we use all the time, like gesture, facial expression, and some are more specific, so you would only really think about using them when you're not able to get your message across with speech alone. And some of these can be electronic. This presentation is about assessment, which really just means the point where you're thinking about what you need. And it's also specifically about text-based resources. So that's things to do with the alphabet, words and phrases. And it's for people who are using direct access as well. Something that we often get asked at the AAC Centre is which computer is best or which app is best is for somebody who wants to use AAC. But today, rather than giving you a list of resources that are out there, we want to talk to you about the features of those resources, because really there is no best app or best device, and it all depends on what you need, and then some apps will provide you with that better than others. So we're going to have a look at those features so that you can think about what's important to you, and then when you're looking at an app or a device, you can think about whether it has those features or not. You might be thinking, where can I find a list of the resources, apps that are out there, because that's what I want to look at first. There are some places we would recommend that you go and have a look at. So there's a website called Call Scotland, and they have created some really helpful app wheels for Android and for iPad, and they've got some recommended apps listed sort of with associated features. There's also Jane Farrall's website where she's got a list of apps and a bit of a blurb about each of the apps. You can also contact AAC Centre if you want to ask about what apps are out there. Obviously on the App Store you could search for text-to-speech apps, and it will bring some up, but it won't give you the full range. So I would recommend using some of these resources that have been specifically designed for people who are searching for an app or a resource as your first port of call. You can use AAC with other methods if you found typing to be difficult, but this presentation is focusing on people who are able to use their hands and fingers to operate an electronic device. Keep an eye on our website for more information and resources, where we will talk to you about the options for alternative access.
So these are the different things that we are suggesting that you think about when you're picking a resource, and these are the sections that our talk is going to cover today. We've put numbers on this slide, but please note that this is not that we're saying that the things at the start of the list are more important than the other things. It's just the order that we're talking about them in this presentation today. So we're going to work our way through these different features in the coming chapters of the presentation. If there's something that you're particularly interested in, then obviously feel free to skip forward just to watch that section of the talk. And as Rachel just said, the only thing that we're not going to be talking around is number 10, so physical requirements, the different access methods. Sometimes the features come as part of the app, but also sometimes they're part of the system of the device that you're using. For example, it might be part of the system keyboard. That's, for example, if you're using an Apple device, then you could change some of these features in the settings for the iOS keyboard, or if you're using an Android device, they'd be in the Android keyboard settings. So watching this presentation will help you understand what different features are available in electronic resources. As we go through, you don't need to worry about taking too many notes, but you might want to jot down if there's anything in particular that we talk about and you think that might be a helpful feature for your resource to have. What we have done is made a checklist for you that's free to download on the AAC Centre website. Just go to the link that's at the bottom of the screen there and download the Word document. You might want to use that yourself to reflect after you've watched the presentation so that you can work out exactly what features you want out of a new resource, or you could do it with your speech and language therapist next time you have an appointment with them.